A professor of African literature in Delta State University, Abraka Enajite Ojaruega, wants Nigerian youths to be more involved in the governance of the country. He said this at the public lecture series to mark the 10th anniversary of Advocate Publications, publishers of Advocate newspapers. Professor Ojaruega wondered why Nigerian youths excelled politically abroad but play second fiddle to the old brigade back at home. Here's a report.
Train up a child in the way he should go, so that when he is old, he will not depart from it. This is an old cliché that is still relevant even in our day. A cursory look at the nation's political space reveals a dearth of youth participation and development discussants at a public lecture to mark the 10th anniversary of Advocate Publications frowned at. Professor Enajite Ojaruega of Delta State University is the chief lecturer.
In Nigeria, we are under a leadership crisis. We cannot run away from that. We are facing a very, very strong case of leadership crisis. Who are the leaders? Who will be the followers? Chinua Achebe, the famous Nigerian writer, had said back then, about 20 years ago, that the problem with Nigeria was what? The failure of leadership. But these days we have come to identify that it's no longer the failure of leadership, but also now the failure of what? Followership. Because our mindsets have shown that we keep entrenching, we keep enabling, we keep promoting those people that we ought to relegate, those people that we should break away from. And then, remember, I keep saying it, the youth are innovators. They are the ones that have fresh ideas. They are the ones that ought to be energetic in every sense of the word. But here they are, not even by themselves, engaging their full potentials, allowing themselves to be led by the nose, by those who have not done them well.
Professor Ojaruega took a swipe at successive governments in Nigeria, which has led to a sharp rise in the Japa syndrome.
This foundational failure of Nigeria's leadership, recruitment processes, have engendered social stratification and alienation, marginalization, because vast segments of our population, particularly youth, remain being excluded. Being excluded. And that's why I feel it has a resonating effect. What started as a self-seeking attempt by colonial masters have become a pattern and a way where people decide who will become leaders, and then they shut the gate against others. So it also accounts for Nigeria's disenfranchisement of our young population of potential leaders. The level of youth engagement and consequent empowerment in Nigeria is quite low.
The publisher of the Advocate newspaper, Shadrach Onitsha, corroborated Professor Ojaruega's position. Nigerian youths excel outside the shores of this country. They occupy both elective and appointive positions, but the reverse is the case with youths here in Nigeria. It is hoped that forums like this will go a long way to change the narrative, and the maxim, youths are the leaders of tomorrow, will become a reality.